Hello everybody, and welcome back to Adventure Materials. This is episode 2 of our two-character Ironsworn game that we are playing in the ruins of the Undercity. That's right, this is a combination of Ironsworn and Dungeons & Dragons, solo Dungeons & Dragons, played with one player and two characters. And in our last adventure, we were just starting off, but we were introduced to our two PCs, Cormac the Cryptic, who's a wizard, and Pembra the Knight. Let's see. Takes a little while to switch sometimes. Here we go. Pembra the Knight, who's a majestic knight lady, not quite a paladin, but in that vein. She's very charismatic. She has good armor, strong, and a good defender. She's going to be our tanky character for sure. And so in the last episode, we decided on our challenge, our first quest, which is to find enough treasure to make our reputation. We learned in the city, in the taverns, that no one is going to go with us. We're not going to be able to make any hirelings as we venture into the dungeon unless we can bring back enough treasure to get famous. No one wants to kind of hitch their wagon to an unproven horse, basically. And so in the last adventure, we explored this room here, number 1, which is a small ruined cellar that's kind of caving in. And we came up here into this room, which is covered in ornate frescoes of the Sultanate before the current leaders of the city of Spires. And while we were there, we survived a poison trap. We faced danger to avoid it, and we were able to find a treasure. And so we've got the first part of the 5 treasures that we need. And now we will be adventuring on using standard Ruins of the Undercity rules to explore this dungeon. And we'll be using Iron Journal or Ironsworn rules for the actual character and mechanics. So, with that said, let's begin playing. I am going to be playing this live with only pauses to flip through the Undercity rulebook. The rulebook is about 70 pages of tables, and it takes a bit of flipping through, but as soon as I roll, I am going to turn the microphone back on, and we will keep going. So this game will be essentially played live, with the occasion of some table lookups pause, just to prevent wasting your time. All right, so we explored here, and now I think I'm going to send my characters up this way. I don't want to be left... here, wait, let's set this to snap. There we go. Snap. Okay. I don't want to leave any corridors open behind me. It seems a little treacherous. So, with that said, let's begin. So we are in a corridor, and so we roll a d20 to see what's beyond it. 12. That is 12. A door. And we see the doors page, so we roll again. 20. It is a grate. Okay. So gnomes and halflings can pass through the gate, but nobody else. And we would need a bend bars roll to open. So we can delete this. Oop, this should be snapping also. Here we go. Where is my rectangle tool? Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Sorry, that was my mistake. We just click. All right, delete that. There we go. Okay, so we will build our new tunnel. It's to there, and then we'll go onto our layer page and we will build in a door. But this is a grated door. It's a closed iron gate, and I'm not sure what what we could see beyond it. So I'm actually going to roll a descriptor, and we will see. So I am rolling using the Ironsworn, or I'm sorry, not Ironsworn, using the Mythic description table. So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, that was actually a mistake. We have a door, but I'm not sure where it is. I have to roll one more time on the d20. 20. Okay, it is right ahead. So we came to a dead end. This iron grate is here, and we're not going to be able to get through it. Only particularly strong characters can get through, and Pembra the Knight, as you can see, she's strong, but she's not superhumanly strong like bend metal level. So let's see what we see through this gate. I'm going to roll 2d100. We see 96. Threateningly amusing. So on the other side of the gate, we get our first glimpse of some kind of monster. It's dark back there, and Cormac holds up his lantern to see through the grate, and what he sees is a tunnel that extends onward. Here, let's actually click this for a ways. Yeah, oop, wrong layer. Yeah, so he sees a tunnel that extends outward for a while. We're not sure what's beyond it, but there in the darkness, he sees shapes moving and laughing and pointing at him, and they're, vaguely humanoid shapes, small, hunched-over creatures. And then in the darkness, they're gone, and there's no way to get through to them. So with that kind of shaking, that's not an encouraging sign. But with that, the party turns back, and they're going to try their hands at another door. So let's see. We'll come to this door because we're already here. And let's roll on our table to see what kind of door it is. 20, another great. This is bad luck. Okay, so I have rolled 3 20s in a row, which is pretty unusual, obviously. So it's another great, and we're not going to be able to open that one either. So let's start by rolling let's create the tunnel after it. Corridor after it, I'm sorry. Let's see. Tunnel 15. Standard masonry and uneven floor. So it's exactly the same. So we're here in this sewer section, kind of a sub-basement area, and these grates were installed, and they're very difficult to remove. They, not even a portcullis, they're just bent in. So without tools, we're not going to be able to get through them. So that leaves only this door to go through. So the party returns again, and we go here. But first, let's go here, and we'll say G for great. We will add that. That is way too big. Put one there. Let's move that up a little bit. Locked grate, and whoop, that rotates it, but there we go. Okay, perfect. So that'll just remind us that those are both locked grates. So now we come to the other door, and this one is a wooden reinforced door. So we've only got one way to go here, and it's a door of thick wood with iron bonds around it, and I'm not sure if it's locked or not. It says we have to roll. So let's see. 11. It is not locked. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is first we are going to try to listen at the door, and I think that's a shadow roll. So let's go to Cormac, who's our higher shadow. He's kind of a more aware of things to listen for, and we are going to roll shadow. But what kind of roll would this be? Probably a secure an advantage, because he wants to see what's on the other side. So we're going to roll shadow for secure advantage. A weak hit. So what do we get on a weak hit of secure an advantage? I believe it's +1 momentum, and our advantage is short-lived. Okay, so before we go, I'm going to roll and just see if there's any monster on the other side of the door to see if there is anything that we hear. We are facing a room next, so let me just flip through those tables, and here we go. Okay, so yes, there's a room on the other side of this door, and it does contain a monster. So I'm going to give myself the short-lived advantage here. There's no way I'm going to be surprised. I hear something moving on the other side, even though, since it was only a weak hit, Cormac is not quite sure what it was. So now let's roll up this room. All right, so we have a room, which means all of the exits are going to be doors. Let's see what size it is. 7. According to the table, that means it's just a 20 by 20 room with D4 exits. All right, that means 1 extra exit, and that exit is 7 on the opposite wall. Okay? So let's build this 20 by 20 room. And normally I would stick to the grid, but it's kind of appealing when using digital tools to be able to skip the grid a little bit. Although, what do you think? Is that distracting looking? I think so. I think I'm going to stick to the grid. It's just too much. I can't bring myself to do it. All right, and then so we've got a door on the other side. We know it's a door because rooms always have doors for exits instead of hallways. Only corridors or chambers enter and exit into hallways. All right, so this is a third room, and it has some kind of monster inside. Let's switch to our text layer, and this is room 3. So we'll add that before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Put that right in the middle there. Okay, and so what is in room 3? All right, chamber and room contents. First we roll a D100 to see. 43. Refuse and putrid smell. Well, that's pretty much what I would have expected. So, okay, so we pulled the door open and we're prepared for it because we know that there's monsters on the other side. So Pembra stands ahead while Cormac stands behind with his magic ready, and Pembra has her shield up, ready to block or charge in as the case may be. And as they open the door, just a waft of foul smelling air blows out into their faces, and they hear the sounds of some creature crunching and like pushing through a thick layer of just filth and garbage that's on the floor. And so let's see what kind of monster we're looking at. Okay, for a level 1 party, which is what we are, we roll a die, and that a 10 means that we are fighting a level 1 enemy. So let's see what our level 1 enemy is. We roll a D100. 93. Ooh, zombies. Okay, D3 zombies. So I'm going to roll a D6 to get D3. We have 1, so 1 zombie. Oh, that is actually perfect for the putrid smell. So as we open the door, a room just filled with filth, and it's pitch black inside. I'm sorry, I rolled on the illumination table as well. It's dark inside, and the floor is covered with this thin layer of filth. You know, it's like rotting clothing and food and just garbage that's been kicked down here, and there's a corpse there. And for a second it looks like the party looks around to see what else it was, you know, what was making all of that noise. And then the corpse kind of stirs where it is, and it lifts a hand and it plunges it into the garbage, and it pulls itself toward them, and it becomes clear that it's a zombie. And now I don't think, you know, this is a high fantasy world, so I'm not sure that a zombie would be frightening, especially since we knew that there was something on the other side. Like, this isn't really a game with sanity, at least not for PCs. So I'm not going to roll heart or anything to take courage, but we are going to have to enter the fray. And I'm going to have Pembra the Knight enter the fray first. And so let's see, how can she do it? I think she can use heart. Let's see. Yep, facing off against your foe with heart, because we're not trying to ambush them. So let's roll heart. Oh, first, I'm sorry, we need to establish the enemy. So this is a progress track. Zombie fight. And I'm going to say this is dangerous. It's only a single foe. But he is a relatively high level foe. I think a zombie is a level 2 character, or a 2-hit die monster, I believe, in actual Labyrinth Lord. So we'll set him as dangerous, even though there's only one of them. And, alright, let's begin by rolling our heart. A weak hit. Okay, so we can either take 2 momentum, or I can keep the initiative. So that's hard. I don't really want to lose the initiative here, so I am going to keep initiative. And I won't take the extra 2 momentum. Yeah, so I will keep the initiative here for this fight. And because she has the initiative and she started with heart, I'm going to say Cormac's warning paid off. And so she's really prepared. And so she charges forward. You know, these two, I'm not sure what their history is, but they're not new to fighting. And so I think she's going to just start off with an aid your ally move. So we're going to aid our ally by securing an advantage with heart. So that's loyalty or courage. So she's going to charge in. She gets +1 bonus because of her move to aid the ally. And she's going to charge forward, shield up. She's got her sword, but I don't think she's planning on using the sword to... This is not a decisive blow moment. Instead, she's going to try to shield bash this this zombie and buy Cormac a little time to do his thing. So let's roll. Weak hit on secure advantage. Okay, so she gets +1 momentum on a hit, so she does get one. and the ally will also get the advantage. So on a weak hit of secure an advantage, Cormac will also get 1 point of initiative, but neither of them have, I'm sorry, of momentum, but neither of them have initiative now. So that was kind of a mistake. An unfortunate outcome anyway. So how are we going to use this? I think he might need to, I think he probably still has initiative, although Pembra lost it. So he still can act quickly and is in control. I don't want to just bounce that back and forth. So I'm not gonna secure an advantage again. That seems cheap. So I think instead it's just time for a straight combat roll. So we've got initiative and we're at range. So I'm going to attack with edge. And let me see. I don't believe that he gets any bonus. Yep, when you secure an advantage and they score a hit, they can take the benefit instead of you. If you're in combat and score a strong hit, we both get initiative. So yeah, so I don't get anything else. So this is just basically a straight edge roll for strike. So let's do it as Cormac chants, some magic words and points his dagger straight at the zombie, and we roll for a ranged attack. A weak hit. So we inflict our harm, but we do lose initiative, and I can't even burn momentum for that one because it's too high. So that's not good. All right, so now we'll go back to the knight, and we're gonna mark progress here on the zombie. The magic missile hits him, but it doesn't do that much, and the zombie claws forward, and now all of a sudden he's right on Pembra, and he's right about to attack. So let's use our shield bearer power. We'll face danger using the shield as cover. So I think we've got to face danger with iron here. This is no longer defending someone else, it's defending herself, but she gets a +1 add for it. And here we go. We're going to roll, and hopefully we'll get a strong hit and reclaim initiative. Strong hit. Nice. Yes, we did. Okay. So when you face danger with iron, because it was forceful defense, he gets +1 momentum, or she gets +1 momentum. And she now has initiative. So now I think it's time to, let's try aiding our ally again. I think that worked out, and it's worth a shot. So again, we're going to go back to heart, use courage. We're distracting the zombie. She steps out, she blocks the zombie's attack with her own shield, and then she swings to the side, pokes at him with her sword. She's doing what she can to turn the zombies back so that Cormac can see it. So let's roll. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. 10 versus 10, 10. Okay, that's about as bad as it goes. And it's a miss with the match. So I think what that means is it seemed like it was working. She turned him, the zombie turned after her, and then as she goes, her foot suddenly snags and she tumbles down, and then when she gets onto the ground, she realizes that it didn't just snag on any random trash. There was another zombie hidden in the muck that she couldn't see, just skeletal, barely more than a skeleton, just a few tendons hanging on, scraps of flesh. And she's down, and all of a sudden it's clawing toward her, and its claws are scraping over her armor. So I want to raise the difficulty here to formidable. I don't know if that's actually in the rules or not, but I think it sounds kind of cool for this case, especially for such a terrible roll. That seems better than just taking 2 damage from falling down, because why would this guy have tripped her? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to raise the danger to formidable. There's 2 zombies now, and we just had a truly awful secure an advantage roll. Okay, so now it is Cormac's turn, and he sees that she's in danger. So I think it's his turn to try to secure an advantage. Invoke could be good, but we really don't have enough magic power. It's not better than securing an advantage using my own wits. It would be nice to get the extra momentum if I do it. That would bump me up to 10. But I think I'm just going to do the normal secure an advantage, but as an aid ally. So I'm going to be rolling wits to try to use some magic to just hold these guys back, see if I can find anything that can distract them. So let's see. Miss. My gosh. Is it worth burning momentum here? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to take the damage. So I'm going to, because it's formidable now, I have to take three damage, which is rough. So I'll take 1 spirit damage, and I'll take 1 health damage. And then, what else do I want to do? I could take supply, although I don't really know why I would be losing supply here. I think I'll lose 1 momentum too. So Cormac, he shouts, he sees what's going on, he charges in, and his own spell just fizzles out, because the first zombie now turns back toward him and lunges, and Cormac has to give up the spell and duck back out of the doorway. And so now Pembra is alone in the room with one of the zombies, while the other, here on our map, Pembra is here alone in the room with 1 zombie, and she's prone while it's clawing its way toward her, while Cormac managed to distract one, but he's now falling backwards out of the room. And he takes a nasty scratch on his arm from the zombies that comes toward him, and he has to, he fizzles one of his spells here. Things are turning pretty bad. All right. So now it's Pembra's turn. I think it's time to face danger with our shield again. She's in trouble. I could clash. I would like to start dealing some damage. Well, I'm sorry, actually, I was supposed to mark progress twice on the last one. When we first got that hit, because we're using a deadly weapon, it inflicts 2 harm. So we're at this point. We're not. We weren't there before. So yeah, let's try that, and hopefully we'll be able to make a little progress here. Let's see. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I'm going to have Cormac attempt to endure the stress before the end of his turn. So he gets to roll +4 for his remaining spirit, and hopefully I'll be able to do that to embrace the darkness. So let's roll. Roll endure stress. You persevere. Okay, so I think that means I succeed. Pretty sure. So I'm going to take that 1 momentum back. So he's back up to 9. All right. What does persevere mean? Hold on, let me roll that. Okay, what is going on here? Sorry. I'm not sure what that table is, and I don't have my actual Ironsworn rulebook here with me right now. So instead I'm just going to do other. I'm going to roll a straight 4 here. A weak hit. Press on. Okay. So I don't actually succeed there on it. I'm not able to recover the spell. So now it is Pembra's turn, and she is going to roll face danger with that shield. So she gets the +1 bonus, and we are going to roll, trying to get a strong hit. Unless we should just clash. Maybe it's time to just lash out. I don't get the bonus, but it might be worth it. All right, you know what? Let's try to clash. I think it's time to... We've got all of our health still. It might be worth trying. So let's roll iron. Strong hit. Nice. Lucky. Okay, so on a strong hit, we inflict our harm, which is 2, because we're using a deadly weapon. And we can choose 1, and we regain initiative. So I can either inflict 3 harm, or I could do 2 harm and take 1 initiative. Let's see. I'm going to say... Let's do 2 harm and take 1 initiative, or 1 momentum, I'm sorry. All right, and now it's Cormac's turn. So Pembra, I think, runs her zombie through, the one that was on the ground. She gets up and she stabs her sword right through its skull before it can get up, and this one's weaker, so it doesn't resist that well, and it goes down, but it's... Cormac can hear her shouting, but he's not quite sure what she's saying. He doesn't know whether it's good news or bad. So he's got to do something himself. And the thing is, I think the thing is too close to him to be able to easily cast a spell. So I think using our edge is out for magic. So let's try to, and he can't aid her because he doesn't have initiative himself, so he's on the run. So let's face danger. Should we use shadow? I don't think I could use observation. Oh, maybe edge. I think edge makes sense. Doesn't represent magic here, it's just running. It's just time to see if he can buy a little time to get away. Miss. Dang. Okay, you fail, or your progress is undermined by a dramatic and costly turn of events. Okay, so I think we're taking some damage here, and because this is formidable, we've got to take 3, so he's down to 1 hit point. Damage is pretty serious in this one. Now, okay, so the zombie falls all over him, and he starts to shout. It takes a nasty swipe at him and clubs him hard on the head, and he almost goes down, and he stumbles back, and he's now amongst the pillars, and he's shouting for help. But Pembra is there now, so she's got heart, and she's able to use her secure an advantage, or she's going to attempt to aid her ally using that shield. She comes charging in from behind, shield forward, sword out, slamming, and she slams right into the back of the zombie. And so this is a secure advantage roll for on behalf, or attempting to aid her ally. Strong hit. Excellent. So I get to add +1, and I get to take +1 momentum. So she benefits, Pembra benefits from her own help, and both she and Cormac now have initiative. And so let's see, when she secures an advantage, Cormac gets to take the bonus. So he can either take 2 momentum, or he can take another move and get +1. So let's take the 2 momentum would be a lot. I'd be up at 10. But having a +1 bonus would be good too. I'll take the 10 momentum. That way I can virtually guarantee myself a strong hit on damage. And I think it's time to attack. Now that Pembra is there, and like she's rolled up with the zombie, fighting, they're tussling, and he steps back, and he starts casting a spell, and he prepares to cast like a burning hand spell, some kind of bolt of fire. And so let's roll edge for that. A miss. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I miss, I could use initiative. I have to burn all 10 just to make it a minor hit. Or I could pay the price. And there's no way I'm getting hit here, so the price I'd have to pay wouldn't be damage. Alright, I'm going to... Let's see, should I pay the price in supply? I don't want to lose 3 supply either. Alright, let's burn our initiative, or burn our momentum. Alright, so we make this a weak hit. So the spell works, but it's barely enough to do much. It singes the zombie, but the zombie is too close, too tied up with Pembra, so he's not able to really get in there and make progress. But so she needs to fight. And I think she's got to aid him again because he keeps losing initiative. So her goal now is, she's fighting. And we're going to aid again. Just she's tanking this guy since Cormac can't seem to do it on his own. So let's roll for aid our ally again. A weak hit. So that's not gonna be good enough to give up initiative. She loses initiative. But she gets 1 momentum, and Cormac gets 1 back as well. But it's not good enough, and now Cormac has to act. And I think he's in trouble. Alright, I want to look around the room, use Wit's observation to see if we can find anything, any way to trick this guy. So let's try to secure an advantage here, see if there's an escape route. Well, actually, I can't secure an advantage, I don't think, because I don't have initiative. I think it's face danger. So we're going to face danger with Wits. Weak hit. It's not good enough. Succeed, but at a troublesome cost. Okay, I think now it's time to sacrifice resources. So in order to get away, he pulls out one of the bottles of oil that he has for his lantern, and he lights it, and he throws it and it starts a small fire, like a patch of fire right here, and it kind of separates him from the zombie, so the zombie isn't able to get through at him. But it's not enough to the hit goes wide because there's no way he can throw the burning oil since Pembra is tied up with the zombie right now. But that's all he can do. And so now it's her turn, and she also does not have initiative. So I think she's going to also face danger. But she's going to use her shield to try to buy herself a second. Here we go. So we'll roll face danger with iron, +1. Or should I clash? Let's clash iron with our shield, because I'd like that momentum if we get a strong hit. A total miss. Darn it. Okay, and what can we do if we clash? If we clash and get a weak hit, we pay the price, or we just take damage. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to burn my momentum here. Okay, so we inflict our harm, but have to pay the price. And did I do 2 last time? Let's see, I did 2, 4, 2. Oh no, when he did harm, I only did 1, I believe. So I'm actually going to say we're back up to 10 here. I might have missed that once, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. I think we did 3 hits that each inflict 2 harm, and then 1 hit that did 2 harm, or that did 4. I'm stumbling over the words there. But a hit is supposed to mark progress twice when you're using a deadly weapon. And so I think I did, for a formidable foe, each one does 2. Each hit does 2 progress. So I think I'm correct here. But pay the price and I lose initiative. So let's say we are going to take, I guess we'll just take the damage as health. I think I'll take 2 damage as health and 1 as spirit. So she's dispirited by the fact that she thought she was going to get ahead of him, but right at the last second he spun around and knocked her down, and he's incredibly wounded, but she can't get ahead of him. And now it's time we are going to roll on our armor for this geared for war, to withstand the damage. So let's see here. We have endure harm. Okay, so I can either roll health or iron, whichever is higher. So our iron and health are both the same, so they're 3, but I get to add +2. So I get to roll 5. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, it was supposed to be 3 because my iron is only 2. So we'll say it was 3, but 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9 versus 10, 8. So it's only a weak hit. So it's just to press on. Weak hit, so at least I do get the +1 momentum. But that was pretty bad. This is not rolling well here, and I need to get some kind of strong hit in order to be able to end this fight. So let's have Cormac attempt to face danger using wits again. He's going to put himself in harm's way in order to see if he can find the time to cast a spell. All right, here we go. Yeah, I don't think we can secure an advantage when we don't have initiative. Oh man, 8, 9. I am not rolling well here. Okay, so I've got to take 3 damage. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. We're losing our spirit, getting really beat up by this zombie. I think maybe bumping it up to formidable was a mistake. So he takes damage there. Alright, now it's Pembra's turn. Alright, face danger with our shield. We're going to do it. Or, yeah, because she can't aid our ally because she doesn't have initiative. So, we've got 3 iron, basically. 2 iron plus 1 for the shield. A strong hit. Finally, that's what we needed. Okay, so when we face danger and we get a strong hit, we get to take +1 momentum. And that buys us time to try to end this fight. So the zombie turns toward Cormac again, and Cormac's spell goes wide. You know, he uses up another bit of his magic power, another spell slot. But as the zombie turns, Pembra is able to smash him using her shield right into the fire. And so now let's roll progress. A strong hit. Okay. Whew. That was a close one. Okay. So that zombie is done, and our team is wiped out. Look at this. She's down to 3 health, 4 spirit, 5 supply. Oh, she should be at 4 supply also. They share a supply roll. While Cormac is at 1, 1, and 4. And momentum is down bad. So I think here it might, unfortunately, I think it might be time to retreat from the dungeon. I don't think that they're going to be able to press on much further. So we already know that there's no treasure in this room because of the roll. It was monster only. They would still search it. But because I know there's no treasure, no trap, I'm not going to roll. I would probably roll face edge to find a hidden treasure. Face danger with edge. To see if there's any treasure that's hidden. And then maybe on a weak hit or a miss, it might be trapped or they might trigger the trap. But because I know there's nothing there, we won't need to do that. So, let's see here. What else do I want to have them do? Well, let's see. It looks like we're running right up on 36 minutes. So I think this might be enough time, so we're not going to be able to make any more progress. So I think they're going to retreat, and they're going to spend maybe a day up in town trying to heal and figure some things out before they come back down again. After this disaster, they realize that they might be deeper than they thought. They're a pair of adventurers, kind of young warriors, maybe from some northern realm where they've cut their teeth on a couple of minor, giant spider infestations and things like that. But now they're somewhere that they hadn't expected in depth. And I think I was too with that formidable fight. I mean, obviously I rolled really poorly there, but I think maybe we'll start with some troublesome enemies for level 1 with the chance of bumping them up to dangerous. That formidable fight was tough. So at least until we get a few more level ups. So I think we're going to basically head back to town with our tails between our legs. We've made only 1 progress on our vow to find enough treasure to make our reputation. So we're embarrassed. We limp back into the tavern, and I think it's time to sojourn. That's how we'll roll our to represent how the day goes or the time passes. So let's see. So if we spend time in a community seeking assistance, roll plus heart. If we share a bond, add +1. I don't think we've shared a bond yet. I think we've already established that we're people out of town. So we're going to have Pembra roll heart, and hopefully this will go better than the previous rolls that we've done. A weak hit. Dang. Okay, so on a weak hit, me and my allies can choose 1. If we share a bond, choose 1 more. I'm assuming that means a bond with the village, which we don't. So on a hit, you and your allies might each focus on one of your chosen recover actions and roll plus heart again. Okay. So we don't have any conditions, so I don't think we need to worry about that. But I could recuperate, consort, provision, or plan. I think recuperation is the most important for her. And I don't need to roll that heart to take extra because she is... she only needs 2, and I can't take another one because I didn't get a strong hit. All right, so Pembra just retreats to her room for the night and decides to rest. There's not that much she can do to keep fighting. She's, spirit-wise, she feels strong enough that she thinks she can confidently go back in. But Cormac is wiped out. He's, completely drained. He's taken more damage than he's ever thought he would, as a wizard. So he's going to take the 2, and I don't feel confident in rolling heart, because if I don't get any healing, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm not going to push my luck there. I'm just going to take the 2 health, and I'm just going to hope my spirit lasts. So I'm also going to, although maybe I should do spirit instead. Yeah, I'm going to take spirit instead, because he's going to then spend time trying to gather energy. So he goes up to the room to rest as well, and while he's there, he decides to study his spell books, and we're going to try to invoke to get a little extra power for this. So let's roll wits. and I need that magic energy, because if I don't have it, then I could endure stress if I get a weak hit. So we'll roll wits. Strong hit with a match. Nice. And I've got 3 on my action die. So that's up to 5. And strong hit with a match. With that match, I want to find a random event that happens. So let's roll. We'll use this oracle. Falter advantage. So I don't think this hit with the match is going to mean I have a faltering advantage. So whose advantage would be faltered? Not... The dungeon has an advantage, so could something happen that would give me an advantage there? I don't know. Nothing's striking out at me, so rather than waiting too long, I'm just going to roll on the mythic table instead. We'll see. Okay, I got 29, which is introduce a new NPC. Ooh, interesting. And let's see, 12, increase, 32, plans. Okay, so I'm going to end it here, but with a note in our notes here that a new NPC comes to the party with a plan. So as they're settling down for sleep, there's a knock at the door, and they're both wounded, and Cormac is laying in bed nursing quite the bloody forehead and a gash on his side that Pembra has bandaged for him, and he looks at her and she looks at the door, and he grabs his dagger, and she, she's not in her armor anymore, but she takes her sword and she leans it against the side of the door just outside the frame, and she opens it, and there's a person standing there. Is this a man or a woman? We'll do 50-50. So 50 or lower is a man. A woman. There's a woman standing there, and she says, I heard what you've been doing, going down into the Undercity. I think I might have an interesting opportunity for you. All right, and so we are going to leave it there with a new contact, someone who can increase plans, a new NPC, and they've got a job for our party. Apparently they heard we went down and survived, and even if it wasn't quite the majestic adventure that we were hoping for, it was enough to attract some attention. We're brave enough to go down, and we survived our first trip, so it's not a terrible sign. I hope you guys enjoy this content, this video. I apologize that we got bogged down a little bit. We only made one room because we had a couple of really terrible rolls. We got the 3 20s in a row here, so everything was locked, and then we got those double 10s and a lot of hard misses over here. But I'm excited for next time. I think the luck's going to turn around. Cormac is going to use his time, I think, above to brew up some potions before they send back down, which should give them a little extra strength. I'm gonna make an iron potion, I think, for Pembra. Give her three iron, so she's got 3 iron and 3 heart. That should help a lot. And I think we'll be a little more resilient next time. And I'll be curious to see what mission this person has for us. It might be a good way to gain a little experience, or it might be a good way to gain a friend, someone who can help. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll roll it up next time and find out. Please take a second to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thumbs up the video if you liked it. And if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I come out with the next episode. Thanks very much. Have a great day.